Taking 8,600 steps a day will prevent weight gain in adults, but also result in further health benefits. Already overweight adults can halve their odds of becoming obese by adding an additional 2,400 steps, that's 11,000 steps a day, according to new research. Studies show the average person gains between 1 and 2 pounds each year from young adulthood through middle age, slowly leading to an unhealthy weight and even obesity over time. People really can reduce their risk of obesity and anxiety by walking more. The new study also found that more steps benefited those suffering from chronic diseases and conditions like diabetes, sleep apnea, hypertension, depression, and anxiety. The relationship with hypertension and diabetes plateaued after about 8,000 to 9,000 steps, but the others were linear, meaning higher steps continued to reduce risk. It's yet another study illustrating the powerful impact that walking and other forms of exercise have on our health. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, if you get up and move for 21.43 minutes each day of the week, you cut your risk of dying from all causes by 1/3. Current physical activity recommendations for adults are 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, such as brisk walking, dancing, bicycling, doubles tennis and water aerobics, and 2 days of muscle strengthening activity each week. The magic recipe, according to the Director of Cardiovascular Prevention and Wellness at National Jewish Health in Denver, is physical activity combined with eating a more plant-based diet, de-stressing, sleeping enough and connecting with others. Research showed a lower obesity and anxiety risk with more steps. The study analyzed an average of 4 years of activity and health data from more than 6,000 participants in the National Institutes of Health's All of Us research program. Participants in the study, published October 10, 2022, wore activity trackers at least 10 hours a day and allowed researchers access to their electronic health records over multiple years. Unlike prior studies, this particular study had an average of 4 years of continuous activity monitoring. They were able to account for the totality of activity between when monitoring started and when a disease was diagnosed, a major advantage as they didn't have to make assumptions about activity over time. Study participants ranged in age from 41 to 67 and had body mass index levels from 24.3, which is considered in the healthy weight range, to 32.9, which is considered obese. Researchers found that people who walked 4 miles a day, about 8,200 steps, were less likely to become obese or suffer from sleep apnea, acid reflux and anxiety in all forms. Sleep apnea and acid reflux respond well to weight loss, which can reduce pressure on the throat and stomach, while exercise is a cornerstone treatment for depression and anxiety. The study also found that overweight participants, those with BMIs from 25 to 29, cut their risk of becoming obese by half if they increased their steps to 11,000 steps a day. In fact, the study found the increase in step counts resulted in a 50% reduction in cumulative incidence of obesity at 5 years, and there were less incidences of anxiety. Applying the data to a specific example, the authors said individuals with BMIs of 28 could lower their risk of obesity 64% by increasing steps from about 6,000 to 11,000 steps per day. Recent studies on the benefits of steps. The new research echoes results from a recent study in Spain, in which researchers found health benefits rose with every step until about 10,000 steps. Counting steps may be especially important for people who do unstructured, unplanned physical activities such as housework, gardening and walking dogs. Notably, they detected an association between incidental steps, steps taken to go about daily life, and a lower risk of both cancer, heart disease and anxiety. In addition, a similar published study by the same research team found walking 10,000 steps a day lowered the risk for dementia by 50%. The risk even decreased by 25% with as few as 3,800 steps a day. However, if walking occurred at a brisk pace of 112 steps a minute for 30 minutes, it maximized risk reduction, leading to a 62% reduction in dementia risk. The 30 minutes of fast-paced walking didn't have to occur all at once either, it could be spread out over the day. Researchers found the association between peak 30-minute steps and risk reduction to be dependent on the disease studied. There was a 62% reduction for dementia, an 80% decline for cardiovascular disease and death, and about a 20% drop in risk for cancer. A major limitation of all studies using step trackers is that people who wear them tend to be more active and healthier than the norm. However, as the researchers concluded, their ability to detect strong associations between steps and incident disease in this active sample suggests even stronger associations may exist in a more inactive population.